You're watching the Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaze Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaze Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome once again to this week's edition of the Frye Show on Rider Nation Station. I'm your host, Joe Hurlbert, alongside head coach Bo Frye. And first of all, Coach, congratulations on your 49-14 win over the Kenton Wildcats.
Thank you again.
Well, let's take a look at the Western Buckeye League standings as we do each and every week. At the top, as far as league record is concerned, Van Wert and Wapakoneta find themselves tied at first spot, 5-1 apiece. St. Mary's, Bath, OG are 4-2 in league play. Shawnee and Elida are 3-3. Defiance and Salina is 1-5, and the Kenton Wildcats 0-6 in the Western Buckeye League. Last week's scores, in case you missed them: Bath defeated Defiance 17-13. OG shut out Salina 42-0. Wapak defeated Elida 30-13. Van Wert defeated Shawnee 40-14, and of course, we'll talk about the Rough Riders win, the 49-14 win over Kenton in just a moment. This week around the Western Buckeye League, Shawnee and OG will do battle, as will Wapak will be at Bath, Kenton on the road at Van Wert, Defiance is over at Salina, and of course Elida will come to Grand Lake Health System Field to take on the Rough Riders. So, Coach, let's talk a little bit. We haven't talked about them yet this year, but the computer rankings have come out. The Rough Riders right now find themselves, I believe, in fifth spot in the Division III Region 12 rankings. So how's things shaping up as far as that is concerned? And is it still going to be the 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, and they'll do that?
So I'll be quite honest with you, haven't spent a lot of time looking at it because there's 16 teams this year, so a lot of teams make it. As long as we continue to win, I think we'll have a home game and maybe 2 home games if we continue to win. But yeah, 1 will play 16, 2 will play 15, that sort of jazz. Well,
let me correct myself. The Rough Riders find themselves in 6th position in Division III Region 12, entering week number 8. Wapakoneta is right behind them in the 7th spot. Shawnee is in 9th spot, and then you go down a ways and you see Elida in there at 4-3. So the Western Buckeye League well represented as far as Division III Region 12 is concerned.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of Western Buckeye League teams make the playoffs this year.
And so when this all shapes up, will the top 8 teams have home games?
Top 8 will be at home for the first week, and then if you're in the top 4, then the second week you could actually have 2 home playoff games. So.
And then after that, it's based on location?
Location, then it's a neutral site.
So hopefully as we progress down, nothing changes much. But let me ask you this hypothetical question. Mm-hmm. Let's say, for example, the Kenton Wildcats would have upset the Wapakoneta Redskins. Mm-hmm. St. Mary's defeats Kenton last week. Do you get a lot of points? Will that move you up in the standings, or will be because they knocked off a team that has beaten you earlier?
Yes, the second level points are counted in there. Like, we're getting a lot of points off of London right now because London's continued to win since we beat them week 1. So yeah, there's first level points and there's second level points you get from people that you beat. Really, most of your second level points come from your week 1 opponent.
So really, it's important that when you do your scheduling is to try to find a non-conference opponent that is fairly strong, maybe a division ahead of you, but is going to have a fairly successful season.
Yeah, you want them to win some games.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Rough Riders' win last week over the Kenton Wildcats. It was just one of those games where it seemed like everything went well for the Rough Riders. You picked up 420 yards of total offense on 59 plays. 52 plays, 386 yards on the ground, 4 of 7 through the air for 34 yards. You picked up 25 first downs. You got into the red zone 7 times against Kenton, put points on the board 6 of those times, but I think really something that probably doesn't set well with you is 9 penalties for 96 yards.
Yeah, there were a lot of penalties. That was one of the things we need to clean up. A lot of them were just little things, guys getting there too quick on a pass interference or kind of nitpicky little things that came about. But you can't have that many penalties and beat good teams.
Well, let's take a look at the clips from last week's win over Kenton. This first one here is just a nice effort, nice run by Braden Hemmelgarn. He finished the night 6 carries, 82 yards, and 2 TDs.
Yeah, this one wasn't really blocked extremely well. Hemmelgarn just makes a great play, a great cut, makes the guy miss, and it was off to the races from there.
This next clip is your freshman Colton Mabry. He picks up 14 yards and puts it in the end zone. He had 6 carries, 58 yards. He had this 1 TD.
Yeah, this one was blocked a little better. He goes and finds the end zone. Kind of all night we could have ran the sweep forever, but we kind of switched it up and did a couple different things. So.
Kind of shared the wealth as far as your running backs are concerned last Friday.
Yeah, I think that's
of course,
the
when
plan.
You play a team like that, you get that opportunity.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be the plan forever, though. I mean, we have a lot of running backs, and a lot of those guys do other things for us. So you got to think most of those guys were the stars on their 8th grade, 7th grade teams.
Right.
So they get to this point, we've got a plethora of running backs.
This next play is a nice game by Ross Henshin.
It's our 17. He hits out really well. Our left tackle, left tight end, step with their inside foot, get a surge, and then our left guard kicks out. Ross off to the races.
He had 3 carries, but he picked up 52 yards, and I think that was his longest run of the game, 33 yards. This is Braden Hemmelgarn and another touchdown.
Yeah, you get guards out in front, and they put bodies on people. He cuts it back. He's down here on the end zone, finds the end zone, and gets in.
This next clip, this is another nice run by Colton Mabry.
Yeah, he continues to get better. Like I said, last week I'm pretty sure I said he's a freshman going on junior. So he's going to continue to get better. Needs to dip his shoulder pads at the end there and make those guys miss. But those are things you'll progressively start to see him do with the older he gets and the more comfortable.
This is Keegan Sharp. He scores from 16 yards out, so this is a big game for Keegan.
Yeah, Keegan is a new addition to the backfield. He's fast. He can fly. So
of course, he plays DB defensively as well.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So
Keegan had 9 carries, 59 yards, and in all honesty, he was your leading ball carrier.
Yeah, actually, Caden was the leading ball carrier, wasn't it, Caden?
Caden.
Yeah, that's his twin brother. So Caden's the fullback, Keegan's the halfback. Keegan plays DB for us, plays split end for us, and plays halfback. Just started playing halfback here last week. So.
Well, we got some clips of Keegan.
Yeah, Caden's got the long hair.
This here, I think, is just the same shot just from the end zone.
Yeah, he's fast. He got out in front. Actually, we had some penetration. The guard runs it over, which he's taught to do, and just off to the races. He can run. Shouldn't stick the ball out there at the end. You got to take care of the football, but hey, getting in the end zone, it is what it is.
This is Gavin Reinecke. He has a nice run here.
It's a boot here. Yeah, get out in front. Kind of nobody on the edge. Ryan Davis there. He misses the guy out there, but Reinecke's got to give him a little time to set it up.
Was that called?
That was a boot. It was actually a pass play, but if you can run, you run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is a nice pass to, I believe, Ryan Myers.
Yeah, he continues to get better. Ryan Meyer actually has been blocking extremely well. He had a really great offseason where he got in the weight room and put on probably 20 pounds, so he's blocking a lot better. And he has a lot of ability to catch the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
This next clip's Braden Sullivan.
Sullivan, he's been doing this here for weeks. So down by the goal line, he has a real knack for getting in the end zone. So.
This next clip is Caden Sharp.
Here he is, yeah. He's the one with the long hair. If you can tell him apart that way. He's a little thicker, too, than his brother. This is a fullback dive, I'm pretty sure. Our left side gets a good surge. It's actually 4th down and almost goes to the house. Pick your feet up, right? We talk about picking your feet up. He picks his feet up. He's still running, probably just getting back from Kenton right now. So.
This is a nice 41-yard touchdown run by Braden Hemmelgarn.
Yeah, it's our counter. We've been really putting a lot of work into the counter because we didn't think our counter has been what it's used to be. So we're really trying to get our counter better. We're trying to perfect everything we do.
This next play is just a 1-yard quarterback sneak by Reinecke for a touchdown.
It's always great.
Good line surge. Got a little help from the backs from behind, pushing him on through. Another score for the Rough Riders.
Pretty self-explanatory there, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is another run by Caden.
Yep. Starting to get some of our younger guys in here, the Deshaun Vernons, the Xavier LeClairs, the Hunter Mabrys. So you're seeing some young linemen here.
You talked about, I don't know if this is it or not. This might be the play here. You got LeClaire at right tackle, number 77. 6'3", 360-pound sophomore. He puts that guy to the ground.
Yeah, LeClaire, he's pretty good forward. He moves well for a big guy, but if he could do everything else, if he could pull on a counter and get to the back on a trap, he probably could play a lot of football for us, but he's still not there yet. And we'll get him there.
Well, he flattens this guy out.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
Well, that's a quarterback sneak, but anyhow, he pushes him back into the end zone.
He's a big athletic kid too. He can drop his hips and move really well.
That was a 4-yard quarterback sneak for a touchdown by Carter Steinberg, who came in and played some quarterback. Mm-hmm. I think you played 3 quarterbacks, I believe, didn't you?
Kyle Kogi came in for a series. Kyle Kogi plays tight end for us, but he's our backup quarterback right now. Actually, Cody Wallace will be back here in about a week, so he'll go back to being the backup and. Kogi can focus on playing only tight end.
So. In our last play, this is the freshman Brendan Ackley on a pretty good carry.
Yeah, that freshman group is very good. They've got a plethora of running backs, and they've got a plethora of linebackers and a lot of big kids. So the cupboard isn't bare. Yeah. So.
And again, when you score that many points and you get a lot of young kids again an opportunity to play on Friday night, so that will pay dividends in the long run.
For sure. Actually, our JVs played for the whole second half. So.
Did they? Defensively, the Rough Riders 47 offensive plays. They defended against Kenton for just 87 yards of total offense. You had to be pleased, and of course, the big one was the number of sacks. And people need to realize that any time that you sack the quarterback, that goes as lost yards as far as rushing is concerned. So they literally had 11 rushing plays for minus 61 yards. So that has to be pleasing. But their quarterback was the only one to carry the football.
Yeah.
Other than that, he put it in the air.
He did, yeah. He's going to be good down the road. He's not. They're not protecting him real great yet because they're young up front. But they have the normal Kenton-looking kids. Yeah. They'll be fine longer down the road here.
This first defensive clip here is Brandon Bowers. Almost had an interception.
I'll tell you what, Brandon Bowers should be leading the league in interceptions. And he surely should. He'd been running. Like I said, he'd probably be beating Caden Sharp, but they'd still be running back probably getting back right about now from Kenton. So
he's probably dropped about 6.
He has, and it's those are just things you keep working, and he makes them in practice. So he's got to continue to just keep working.
This is a nice sack by Stosh Patterson and Braxton King. They just kind of meet at the quarterback. And
those guys are active up front, and they have a motor. If you know Coach Patterson, he coaches our defensive line, you'll understand why they have a motor, because he's a rough, and there's a reason why they play with such a motor, because he's preaching it every day. Yeah. So
this is good support on the corner. Boom.
Yeah, that's, I believe, Keegan Sharp out there making the tackle. Yeah, so you're seeing him show up a lot more.
Here's another sack by your defense.
A little bobbled snap, and I don't know.
That's the entire defense.
Yeah, I don't know if you can give credit to on that one. That was
Dylan Giesecke. As I watched the clips, he stood out for me defensively. He played, I thought, extremely well.
Yeah, he has a quick first step, and he's so athletic out there that that's stuff he should be doing every week, because he's gifted, and he's got a long body. And
this is the same sack, but from the end zone.
You see how quick his first step is. He's got the kid beat on the first step, and he's progressively getting better. And he plays with a motor. Plays on all our special teams, too, and does very well there, too, as well.
I think this is the exact next play. I think he gets another sack. So he had back-to-back sacks, I believe.
Yeah. Well, when you're on a roll, you're on a roll. And, you can see right there it's his first step. He's beating the kid on the first step every single time.
Now, this is a familiar Kenton pass route. It's just that wildcat pass, and it's just like but your defense had it snuffed out pretty good.
Yeah, that's the old Kenton screen play. They've run that for years and years. The old mock Kenton screen. That was the run play. That was how they ran the ball. They didn't run the ball. They threw the middle screen. So that was just how they always ran the ball.
Here's another defensive sack by your defense. You just kept Kenton in the hole all night.
Yeah, it's tough when you're young up front and you're playing with a motor on the defensive line, and we're probably going to get after you.
Yeah. Not only does Dylan get a couple of sacks in this ball game, but here he steps in the line of fire and bats the ball down.
Yeah, got long arms. I said he's got a long body, and anytime he can get his hands up, great things happen.
This is just a good pass rush by your defense and a good play on the outside.
Yeah. Those are younger guys playing in there now and doing a good job making tackles.
Let's take a look at some of your special teams work. This is just good special teams coverage on the kickoff. The stop was inside the 20. I don't know if that's a goal of yours.
Yeah, it's inside the 25, 30. That's usually the goal. And beating it with speed, and there's a separation, and you're seeing it done right. Earlier on in the year, we weren't doing it that well. So we got to continue to get better because Elida's a very good kickoff return team.
This is a nice punt return by Braden Sullivan.
They weren't getting great punts, so it's tough to really set up a return, but thought the value of getting it where we were getting it and then trying to block a punt and roughing the punter were better there. So
this here's a rare miss.
Yeah, he was off. He was off on Friday, and but it happens like a golfer, and your swing's a little screwed up. I don't know what happened there, so he just kind of got the wrong side of the ball, and I guess when you kick so many of them, it happens, I guess.
Yes.
So
this is another good job downfield by your special teams.
Yeah, they got a lot of action, the kickoff teams. So you see guys fighting off blocks and getting to the ball. So there's different levels of the kickoff. So like each guy has a job. So some guys are attackers, some guys are pull-ups. So
now this is a 52-yard attempt by Bowers. Has he hit these in practice?
We gave it a shot. I don't know. It was we were up big, and it was right before halftime, and it wasn't his best kick, but in practice he can hit it.
But I'm going to tell you something. If he hits that,
yeah,
you have every Division I college in 500 miles coming
I know.
down
He's
here.
close. He's and really he is. He's a college kicker. It's just he's got to become more consistent though.
Yeah, I think on this next play, I think Brandon Bowers is back to return the punt. We haven't seen him back there all year, but did a good job.
And I'm pretty sure that's Hemmelgarn again.
Is it?
Or no, that's Sullivan fielding it.
Okay.
Bowers you just saw because he was blocking the wing over there. Or the
I look at these things
gunner.
over and over and over and try to get numbers right.
It's okay, yeah.
This is Logan Rush.
Yeah,
got an opportunity to get in and kick one good.
Yep. Young kid. He kicks for our JV team, and we kind of snagged him out of the hallways. And he's a soccer kid who wants to be a kicker, and he needs some work still, but he's getting better. He puts it through. So.
Have you ever returned punts?
Have I? No. I had never wanted to. I had a hard time catching fly balls in the outfield and baseball, so I don't really want to return a punt. So. Yeah.
But this is a nice fair catch by your freshman Jacob Kessler.
Yeah.
And you think about it.
Catches it all funky. That's not how you're supposed to catch it, but he caught it.
Use your hands.
Yeah. So.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at this week's game. The Elida Bulldogs come to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. We'll do that and more as the Bo Frye Show continues on Rider Nation Station right after this.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Valor's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaze Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaze Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Speed's Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
Welcome back once again to the Bo Frye Show. I'm your host, Joe Hurlbert, alongside head coach Bo Frye, and it's the Hall of Fame game this week as Elida will come to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Of course, Elida comes in 4-3 overall, 3-3 in the Western Buckeye League. They lost last week to Wapakoneta by a score of 30-13. Coach, when you look at the Elida Bulldogs offensively, and I looked at the stats this week in the Western Buckeye League, really there's two players that stick out, and that's Brady Kirk and also their quarterback Larkin Henderson. Kirk is the fourth leading rusher in the Western Buckeye League. He's averaging just 68 yards per game, and to me, that's fourth in the Western Buckeye League. It doesn't seem like it's big numbers, but they just keep plugging away.
Yeah, they run a zone scheme, and Coach Harmon came from Walpock. He was with Coach Moyer at Walpock a couple years ago. He's kind of been everywhere. Was at Lida previously before that, and that Lima Senior. He's got a very good system of the zone scheme, almost like the Ohio State zone scheme type run, and they're very good at it. They'll formation you, and he has a lot of gifted athletes that he gets the ball to. So,
and when you look at their quarterback, Larkin Henderson, on the season so far, he's 26 of 57 for 290 yards. He's thrown 2 TDs and 2 interceptions. So always a threat to run the football, but he also has a decent arm.
Yeah, he's gifted. He's an athletic kid. He can kind of make plays on his own. And another kid has played for him, too, in there at quarterback, and they're both very good football players.
Well, defensively, you're going to face the number 1 team in the Western Buckeye League as far as total offense is concerned. They're giving up about 190 yards per game. But again, they're going to go against the Rough Rider offense that is number 1 in the Western Buckeye League as far as scoring offense is concerned. So what do you expect to see from them defensively?
Well, first off, they're very physical in the trenches. Up front, defensively, they're 2 down defensive tackles. They're very thick and physical kids. Coach Harmon's definitely made them a lot more physical on defense is what stands out to me. Their linebackers, number 46, has been playing for a while. He's back a couple years. We haven't played him in 2 years, but he's been around for a while, and they're very athletic in the secondary. So they'll do some things that'll make us work.
Well, and keep in mind, the Elida Bulldogs are still in the hunt for a playoff shot toward the end of the season because I think they find themselves sitting in about the 14th spot in Division III, Region 12. So every win that they can get is just a feather in their cap.
Yeah, they're going to come in very hungry, and we have to just make sure we're taking care of our own house and being physical and doing things right.
Well, we wish you the best of luck this week at home against the Elida Bulldogs.
Hey, thank you very much.
We want to remind everybody that this ball game is the Hall of Fame game here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Rider Nation Station will be on the air at 6:35 with all the pregame festivities, so we hope you join us then. For head coach Bo Frye, I'm Joe Hurlburt. Until next week, we'll see you then. So long, everyone.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Ogles Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Ogles Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Speed's Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.